morning, ladies and gents. This is week 8 in online learning. And I really think I will see you in 2-3 weeks' time, I think. Okay? Guys, this week actually is pretty chilled. We finished pretty much financial maths. I see there is a test schedule for the Thursday. So Thursday this week you're going to do a test in your maths period. And really all you need to do until that Thursday is just work through the examples on page 218. There's a whole revision exercise, and just do everything. Just do everything, okay? You've got plenty of time. I will spend today going very quickly through what kind of everything you need to know about financial maths, not maths. Pretty much everything. But the main thing is I'm going to do one more exercise which is a bit more difficult. Just nothing new, but a little bit more difficult. So what do you need to know really for financial maths? Let's start with what I didn't write, and that is exchange rate. Okay, so there's no formula for there. The idea is just take yourself back to grade, 8, when you have ratios. So write how many rands per $1, and then just worked on the same as you did in ratios. It's pretty easy. I did the lesson in that one. I don't see any problem there. Interest. So you've got your interest can be written as a percentage. We usually call that R, or I as a fraction, a decimal fraction between 0 and 1. And that's a relationship between. We usually normally work with the I, the decimal fraction. We just divide the percentage by 100. And then there's two kinds of interest. There's a simple interest, okay, and a compound interest. Okay? In the simple interest, we multiply I by N. In compound interest, we powering 1 plus I by power N. Hire purchase, HP, if they don't say anything else, it's simple interest, okay? Compound, is when we talk about inflation, okay, inflation is also compound interest. Okay, so use that formula. Also, we have a third formula. Normally, we have the A here and the P on this side. P is your money in the beginning that you saved. You put the money in the saving, or the loan you took. And A is the final amount, okay? But sometimes I'm giving you the final amount A, and you want to find out P, so you use that for normally work with compound interest. You can make a similar formula for simple, but if we work with compound interest, then instead of power N, it's going to be power minus. That's basically all the formulas. Now, what I want to do with you here is page 218, question L. And let me just read it. So 6,000 Rand is deposited into a saving account. 4 years later, 7,000 Rand is added to the saving. Okay, so this is the tricky bit. We put money in the beginning, but now we add money later on. Okay, more complicated. The interest rate for the first 3 years is 8%. Thereafter, the interest rate changes to 9%. So we have a varying interest rate, which we worked with. Calculate the value of the saving at the end of the 7th year. So if you remember, the secret to answer these questions is by being very meticulous and using your timeline. So I've written already 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 little years, okay? And we start by putting 6,000 Rand over here. Now we told, I'm going to skip one line. It said the interest rate for the first 3 years is 8%. So I'm going to write down the interest. I think it's worthwhile defining. So I'm going to write the money added in on the top and the interest rate at the bottom. It doesn't matter which way you write what, but it's just separate the two. So interest rate was 8%. If you don't mind, straight away I'm going to write 0.08. So I divided by 100 to get to your I. Okay? That's for 3 years. After 3 years, okay, the interest rate is becoming 9%. So for the last 4 years, it's 0.09. That stuff we've done, but the difference here is we told that 4 years later, from here, we added another 7,000. So over here, we added another 7,000 Rand. Okay, that's the complication. Right, so what do you reckon we need to do? Okay, if this is all written for you, then I think it will make sense. Okay, right? We put the 7,000 here. Okay? Now, what what I'm going to do with you is find out, okay, how much money we had here. Okay, we've done that before. Okay, and then instead of expanding that to 4 years like we've done before, we're just going to expand it 1 year. Okay, and then we'll add the 7,000, and then we're going to expand to another 3 years. Okay, I will do this. Okay, and maybe later I'll show you a way you can do it maybe slightly different in a way we will do it more in grade 11. But I think this is more intuitively. So we divide into 2 bits. First, we're expanding 6,000 over 3 years with 8%. Then we're expanding it over 1 year for 1 more year, but now 9%. And then we're going to add 7,000 Rand. And then we're going to expand it over the last 3 years at 9%. But saying that, yeah, that's what we're going to do. But saying that, we're going to remember that also last time I showed you 2 ways of doing it. We can actually find that value and then expand 1 year, or we'll just do it one go. Okay, I'll show you. It will make sense, hopefully. Okay, so I'll stand here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to use this formula over it, obviously. I'm going to expand it over 3 years for 8%, and straight away, without finding that amount of money, I'm going to expand it over 1 year. What does that mean? Okay, I'm going to say, okay, it's going to be 6,000, 1 plus 0.08, expanding it over 3 years. Okay, I grew it, but instead of finding that amount, because I'm not really interested in how much money they made here, I want to know how much money there is here. Straight away, I'm going to expand it over 1 more year, but this time with 9%. Okay? That's what I'm going to do. Okay? Now, I'm actually going to be more clever. This is the amount that we've got here. Okay? We'll call that A1. This is the amount that we got here a second before we added that 7,000 Rand. Now, what I can do now is put that into the calculator, find out the amount. But again, then I'm rounding. We've got this whole issue of rounding halfway through the problem, which is probably not the best. So I'm just going to leave it like that. All I'm going to do now is add 7,000 Rand. So I'm going to call it A2. Okay? So I had A1. This is A1. Just before I've added that 7,000 Rand, I just grew that 6,000 Rand over 3 years, 8%. Plus 1 more year, 0.09%. A2 is going to be A1 plus 7,000 Rand. Okay, so instead of writing the whole of A1, I'm just going to write A1. Okay, and then A3 is what I would like. So this is really what I'm interested in. Okay, so if I stand here, you'll see it. Okay, so A3 is going to be A2, which I then have to grow over 3 years, 9%. So instead of writing A2, let's write down the whole of A2. So it's going to be A1. Instead of A1, I've got to write all that bit. 6,000. 1 plus 0.08, power 3. 1 plus 0.09. Okay, that's A1. Plus 7,000. Okay. And all that nasty stuff, all of that, I need to now grow for 3 more years over 9%. So I'm going to multiply that by 1 plus, and you see this green, okay, 0.09 over 3 years. Okay, look at this long term. Now, before I find that in the calculator, let's try and explain what's happening here. First of all, the reason why I didn't actually find a number value for that, just to remind you, is if I do, then that means I round it up. I round it halfway through the exercising. I'm increasing my error. It's not going to be as accurate. Okay? Secondly, and then I didn't mention that before, if you write that for an examiner, I can see the whole method of what you've done here. And I can easily give you the marks. What do I mean? Look at this. What is this? Okay? Let's write that down. Okay? So this bit, I'll give it different colors. This is the first 3 years that I've expanded grew the money with 8%. That's the first bit. Okay? Then I'll give it another color. This is the 1 year that I grew the money over 9%, because now we move to 9%. What is this? This is the 7,000 Rand I've added at the 4th year. Okay? So just plus 7,000 Rand. And then it's important, very essential that you put these brackets. If you don't put these brackets, you just time it by that, then you're just growing that 7,000 Rand. Meaning, what is that? That's the last 3 years. I'll give it another color. This is the last 3 years. Okay? I'll do it like this. The last 3 years that I'm growing that extra 7,000 Rand and all the money that I had before over 3 years. Okay? So you can see the different stages here. Right? If I don't write these brackets, if I miss these brackets, then you're just growing the 7,000 Rand over 3 years, and that's wrong. We're growing the whole thing. Okay? So you should be, in theory, be able to just write that down in your calculator. Okay? So I'll just pause that, and I'll get a number. I'll just get my calculator. Okay, so I use the calculator, and I put it almost like that. Okay? The way I do it, you don't have to do it, just to kind of cut down on the number of brackets. I wrote 6,000 times, instead of doing that, I did that in my head. So maybe I'll write down how I did it. So you see, do that with a purple. Okay? So I wrote 6,000 times 1,08. I did that in my head. Power 3. Oh, and before that, I made sure I had brackets here. You must have that brackets. It doesn't have to be square brackets, just round brackets. Okay? Then I counted by 1,09, and I added that 7,000. You see, that's why you need those brackets. And then I close the brackets, and there's no square brackets, it's all round brackets. Okay? And then I multiplied by 1,09. Again, I did that in my head, power 3. And I got 19,734, something like that. Okay? But I really, really recommend, even though it looks complicated, to not find these middle values. Just write down the whole line like that. As an examiner, you show your examiner, oh, you grew that for 3 years. You grew that for another year with 9 interest. You added 9% interest. You added 7,000 Rand. You grew that over 3 years with 9%. As an examiner, it's just easy to give. That's a mark, that's a mark, that's a mark, that's a mark, final answer mark. Okay? Be meticulous, be organized, write your timeline. Interest rates on one side, money added or taken away at the bottom. Maybe I'll just say it now. If instead of adding that 7,000 Rand, some question, I think the next one, M, is where a person withdraws some money from the saving. Then instead of plus 7,000, it's going to be minus 7,000. Okay? Yeah, guys, I'll tell you already now, grade 11 and 12 finance is a bit difficult. Okay? But it's the building blocks, the organization, the skills we're already working on here. Timeline. That's the secret, guys. Have a lovely day. Good luck with your test. Please ask me a question on WhatsApp if you need help.